Roxamore Sports Network starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to episode 2 of the Roxamore Report. My name is Travis Newton. I will be bringing you all of the best highlights from the previous week's coverage on the Roxamore Sports Network. Before we get started, we would like to invite you to check us out on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, and download our app. Let's get it started hot with a Section 1 Whippeal matchup as the Laurel Highlands Mustangs hit the road to challenge the Woodland Hills Wolverines. Woodland Hills, who were looking for their first win of the season, would have their work cut out for them as they had to find a way to stop a young star in Rodney Gallagher. Gallagher, rated as the 21st best freshman hooper in the nation and an AAU teammate of Bronny James, son of LeBron James, lived up to all the hype as he went off for 23 points. Let's roll the tape. So we get things started. Great defense by the Wolverines. Gallagher in the first half was not the only weapon on his team. Keandre Cook with the high degree difficulty shot here.
Woodland Hills offense is yet another turnover now coming inside. Nice job meeting him at the rim there is Robertson. He gets the block with 6
and then
seconds on the
Palumbo,
clock.
as he did all game, hitting the deep three. That has really been a problem for the Wolverines this season. And once again, Palumbo from downtown. And here comes Deontay Williams on the run for the Wolverines. The Euro step gets it to go. A nice take there for Deontay Williams. And I know you're asking, where are the highlights for Rodney Gallagher? Don't worry, they're coming. But first, another three for the Wolverines. And we'll now take it to the second half action from that game.
Get something going. He only has 3 points on the
Once
evening,
again,
and it's been
a nice turnaround jumper, gets it to go. Nice take there for Rodney Gallagher as he started to get it cooking in the second half. Deontay Williams once again on the run, gets it to go. The Wolverines got within 2 in the second half. However, they couldn't withstand the ongoing run by Rodney Gallagher, and here it comes. Gallagher's going to take a dribble out and now make his move. Left elbow, splash. Now he'll try it again. Right elbow, splash. Are you starting to see a theme here for Rodney Gallagher? As once again, Gallagher off the dribble from NBA range, splash, another one.
We get a heat check from Gallagher. Gonna try the floater.
And another deep three for Gallagher. Coming up, he was out of his mind in the second half, scoring 20 of his 23 points. And it was just too much of Gallagher and the Mustang crew for Woodland Hills. Laurel Highlands wins by a score of 59-48, and the Wolverines drop to 0-5 on the season. We spoke with the player of the game, Rodney Gallagher, after the game, and this is what he had to say following his performance.
I'm joined by Rodney Gallagher. Rodney had 24 points tonight, an impressive performance. It took you a little while to get going, a little slow in the first half, but you got cooking in the second. Walk me through the process of the game tonight.
Well, they came out playing box and one, so I was trying to get open. I wasn't knocking down any of my shots. So second half, we talked about it at halftime, and we found a way to get open and get the ball more in my hands. So I found a way to come out the screen and knock the shots down that I wasn't hitting in the first half.
Okay, and a lot of hype on your name. We see the cameras all over the place. Walk me through what it's like at such a young age to have all this hype and kind of the process it's taken you early on in your early high school days.
Yeah, it's cool since, I actually been getting the hype since 6th grade, so I'm kind of used to it now. But like I said, I'm not going to let this get to my head. I'm just going to keep playing basketball and keep improving every year.
Okay, once again, congratulations. Rodney Gallagher, 24 points. Thanks for joining us on the Roxamore Sports Network, and good luck the rest of the season.
Appreciate it.
And a great testimony there by Rodney Gallagher. It really is hard to imagine what life is like for a 13, 14-year-old that has cameras surrounding you at all points, knowing that you have that much potential in your game. So then we're going to go ahead and take it to a short break here on the Roxamore Sports Network. We'll be right back with more of this week's action. Welcome back to the Roxamore Report. We now head to women's hoops, where Woodland Hills took on Uniontown. Let's get right to it with the highlights from that game. It was all Wolverines all game. Here you'll see Joy Burley hitting that deep three. And then for the Wolverines, defense turning into offense. Joy Burley with the steal, gets it out ahead, and the easy bucket. And then right there, Pinckney with the pull-up jumper. She had 21 in the game, and Woodland Hills commanded the game throughout. They got off to a roll, and they dubbed a 61-33 against Uniontown as they improved to 4-1 nearing the holiday break. So after that highlight, we're going to go ahead and send it to a quick break. Once again, we'll bring you right back here on the Roxamore Report.
Hi, welcome to Fit for Boxing Club. Here at Fit for Boxing, you'll find a fast, fun, and effective workout where you can burn up to 1,000 calories.
Come try a free class at Fit for Boxing, where beginners are always welcome. It's fun for the whole family, people of all ages. Old or young, it doesn't matter. In addition to our trainer-led workouts, we also offer private lessons, community fundraiser and team building events for local companies and more.
Hi, my name's Mario. I've been a member at Fit for Boxing for a little over a year now. If you need to get a good workout in, come to Fit for Boxing, and Rich and his staff will take care of each and every one of you.
Fit for Boxing Club is located in Hampton Township, just outside of the city of Pittsburgh on William Flynn Highway. Come learn how to box and have fun. Call Fit for Boxing Club at 412-213-3584 or visit our website at www.fit4boxingclub.com.
Everyone get excited. We're going bowling. The McKeesport Tigers hosted the Woodland Hills Wolverines at White Oak Lanes. Let's see some of the strikes from this turnout. Joey Bahowit getting us started for the Tigers, hitting the pocket perfectly off the curve, getting his team to a hot start. Then it was Landon Bazala going with the two-hand style and getting his 5th strike in a row. Let's see it. Bazala, the toss, the strike. Who do you think you are? I am, as he heads back excited, going to the bench after a strong performance for his team. Woodland Hills was hanging with him, though. Nice looking leg kick, and then gets him all to drop. And now it was Tyler Larson. Strikes for days as he has the nice touch with a perfect throw here. And then again, the Wolverines obliterating the Pens in crunch time. Lucas, the lefty Kelly, coming up now, adds another one for McKeesport. Some clutch shots late for the Tigers helped them get the close victory, 797 to 774 in the final match. Overall, the McKeesport Tigers would get the victory in a 3-match period. So some exciting action there from White Oak Lanes. We're going to go ahead and take another break, bring you right back here after the short commercial.
Pardon me, ma'am. My Sound Wireless Delivery, the line edition?
We end our week of highlights here on the Roxamore Report with a thriller in the men's basketball division. Woodland Hills played in their second straight Friday overtime game against Greensburg-Salem. Both teams came into the game with losing records, and both gave it their all in this Friday showcase. Let's take a look. First quarter, we get it started with Jihad Denard. Nice kick out to the three to Robertson. He'll get that one to go. Hot start for the Wolverines. And if the Wolverines can do this on a consistent basis, they will be so tough to beat this season. Getting out ahead, running the floor, Velton Kinney to Jihad Denard. And once again, running the court. Once again, Robertson will repay the favor to Denard. Opposing teams have caused mayhem for the Wolverines with the deep ball. No difference in this game. Dante Parsons, silky from downtown. Greensburg-Salem, as Parsons is excited there. Greensburg-Salem going to try another three, and they will hit it. Another one, and then the beautiful dish here from Kyer Hainsworth to Denard inside. They did a great job of feeding Denard all game as we now take it to the second half highlights. Defense stepping up for the Wolverines in the fourth quarter. We have a close one, 3-point game. And then the steal and easy bucket for Velton Kinney. He's been a defensive playmaker all season for the Wolverines. Then with 45 seconds left, a crucial turnover by Kinney. And now the Golden Lions coming the other way. And Shamar McCoy, look for him here in the paint. 2 steps, boom. Slam dunk for McCoy, giving him an education and elevation with the slam. And then with 7 seconds on the clock, the jab, stopping on a dime and drawing the foul was Kinney. He'll go to the line for a chance to take the lead. The first shot for Kinney, good, as he was clutch from the three-throw line. Here comes the second, in and out for Kinney as we are going to overtime. Let's take it to the clip there after the desperation heave from three. So now we go to overtime of this game where it did not disappoint going along with the first 2 halves. Let's look at it now. In overtime, Velton Kinney shaking the defender, getting him to the ground and hitting the clutch shot to take the lead. And then once again, Kinney with the steal. He will get fouled, so a chance to go to the free throw line again to ice this game. He hits the first, hits the second, and then a desperation heave from deep. The Wolverines get their second win of the season in this game after the overtime thriller. The final score, 51-48 after the dramatic finish. Here's Craig Thomas as he spoke with Greensburg-Salem's head coach following the tough overtime loss.
We had a tough game. Great effort by both teams. What do you think was the demise of your team down the stretch?
Well, I think they just, Woodland Hills just made one more play than us. I mean, it was that tight of a game, and, the Kenny kid knocks down that jumper. It was like an afterthought. I don't think he had scored yet the whole night, and he stepped up and made a big shot. And, we had a couple opportunities, and we didn't finish them. But, really both teams, like you said, played hard, and, we had, people in foul trouble and with other guys stepping in and making plays. And, I just thought it was just a hard-fought game.
And he's right. It was a tough-fought game, but they didn't expect Kinney to play the way he did, and he's been a crucial playmaker for the Wolverines all season. So the Wolverines get the tough win. They're on a little bit of a winning streak. Let's see if they can carry some of those wins throughout the rest of the season as they have a tough schedule in the Section 1 WPIAL part of the bracket. So we're going to go ahead and take one more break here from the Roxamore Sports Network. We'll be right back with the Play of the Week. It is now that time of the night. We welcome you back for the Roxamore Report Play of the Week. Let's see it. This play comes from the overtime thriller at Greensburg-Salem, crossing him up, making the defender hit the ground. Let's see it in slow motion. Velton, Kinney. The dribble comes backwards, makes the defender look like he's on a slip and slide, and the most important part, hitting the shot at the end. Velton Kinney, congratulations to you and the entire Wolverines team for making it on this week's Play of the Week. We're going to go to a commercial break, but first we'd like to invite you, as it is the time for Ask Roxamore, where Roxamore Sports Network fans can chime in the comment sections on our social media pages and let us know your questions or thoughts about either the Woodland Hills Wolverines or the Pittsburgh Steelers. So go ahead, chime in, and we'll be right back to answer those questions here on the Roxamore Report. Once again, we would like to welcome everyone back to the Roxamore Report. We hope you got the chance to send in your questions or comments. We're now going to send it to our producer, Boona, who has the questions ready to ask me.
All right, so since we're using aliases, we have a question here. Just wondering, it says here in the YouTube, Facebook page, what have you, one of the fans said, is this the start of the great momentum that the boys basketball team needed to actually start to make their comeback and start to make a mark here?
Yeah, that's a great question. I actually think the momentum for the Woodland Hills men's basketball team started to change right around the third quarter of that Gateway game. It was at that point we saw them really flip the switch. They stopped with the turnovers, at least to a lesser degree. They've been starting to hit shots, and they've really been getting it done with the defensive pressure. So we saw them almost come back in that game. They put up a tough fight against Laurel Highlands, a team they were really just outmatched against. And then we saw them in their previous game against Greensburg-Salem, who was a likely opponent to match up well with them. And the Wolverines got it done. It did take them into overtime, and they had a lot of mistakes late in the game that made it closer than it should have been. But I think the momentum is starting to roll for the Wolverines, and they really have a chance to start piling up some wins in a row here as they make it about halfway through the season. We'll go ahead and send it for our next question.
Next question says, the Woodland Hills girls basketball team, they seem to be on a roll. The question is, will they continue to do that? Do they have anyone that's challenging, that's going to give them a challenge on the next, upcoming weeks?
Yeah, the girls basketball team for Woodland Hills is on a roll, and what I'm really liking from them right now is they are starting to hit their shots. At the beginning of the season, they were really just getting it done with their defense, but they're starting to hit the tough shots. Their ball movement is great. Joy Burley is really becoming a star for this team alongside Pinckney. That duo is really something special, especially a couple of bigs in the women's basketball game is crucial for the Wolverines. As far as coming up in their schedule, they should be able to contend and have a winning chance in every game, but they just have to keep the turnovers down and keep hitting their shots. So we're going to go ahead and take one more question from the Ask Roxamore report. What is it?
Well, someone seemed to be sending a message here asking about some of the other sports and what have you, because we had wrestling on the schedule, but we know that was a very quick match and they did lose. The Woodland Hills wrestling team, will they actually ever get a chance to actually start to make their mark if they're going to be getting coverage?
Yeah, once the Woodland Hills team starts getting coverage, it's going to be all about them coming out and performing on an individual level. We know in their first meet, they really just didn't have what it took. They lost, or they were actually swept in that match. But that's something that can happen. It is a young squad for Woodland Hills Wrestling. So just look for them to continue to work, continue to get that practice in, because especially in wrestling, it's really what you do behind the curtains during practice that is going to make you look that much better when the cameras are rolling and the lights are shining. So just look for them to continue to work, and really you have nowhere but up to go for the Woodland Hills Wrestling team.
All right, now is now we turn it to the obvious question about the Pittsburgh Steelers, what they're asking here. The question is, will the Steelers actually have the opportunity to actually really clinch the playoffs? With 2 games to go, they need to win both games. But one of those games we all know is going to be very challenging with the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, it is going to be very challenging, and the answer to your question, yes, they certainly do have the ability to clinch. They do have the ability to beat the Ravens. For me, it's really about establishing the run game for the Steelers. James Conner was off and on last week against the Bills. If they can get him to being dominant alongside Snell, watch out, as that can open up some passing lanes for Devlin Hodges, as it looks like they're going to stick with him. And also Juju Smith-Schuster, it appears he's finally going to be coming back from that injury. So that opens a lot of lanes for the running game as well. So just look for them to be diverse. They have an easy one against the Jets, but make sure they don't look past that game, because we've seen the Jets beat some impressive teams such as the Cowboys. But the game against the Ravens at Baltimore is definitely going to be a test for the Steelers. Lamar Jackson playing out of his mind, the MVP right now, but Steelers defense is known for shutting down MVPs. So we'll see if they can get it done there, and if they can beat both teams and have an impressive performance against the Ravens, watch out, as they can get some momentum going into the playoffs and become a dangerous team. So I'd like to thank everyone for bringing the questions to us today. We would like to thank you once again for tuning in to this week's Roxamore Report. We'll be on a hiatus for the holiday season and then back to all the action to start the new year. We'll see you next time here on the Roxamore Report. Thanks for tuning in.
Today's sponsors is brought to you by Cager's Customs Artwork. Go to them for all your logos, artworks, and designs at Cager's Customs Artwork. They do great work for us. They can do great work for you. Just reach out to Cliff Cager over at Cager's Customs Artwork. You can find him on Facebook, Instagram, and all the above. Just search for Cliff Cager. Also, we have another sponsor here. Quick word from the Wilbanks Consulting Group. The Wilbanks Consulting Group. Is your athlete struggling to see a career path after graduation? Is your child lack direction, career exploration? Coaching can help. Career experts at the Wilbanks Consulting Group help your athlete identify their strengths beyond their sports for a lifetime of success and career satisfaction. Call 1-833-924-9675 today for your free consultation. And last but not least, today's last sponsor comes to you by Today's last sponsor is brought to you by Worldwide, the new single released by Boona. Get yours today in Amazon, iTunes, Spotify, and more. In all digital stores, go ahead and pick up your copy of Worldwide by Boona, released December 20th, 2019, so it is available now. We'd like to thank you for joining us today here on the Roxamore Report. We'll see you guys next time. And until then, stay tuned. We'll be running clips and reruns through the holidays until we get here to January, and we will greet you kindly in the 2020 new year. Stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.